Hey everybody, today we're going to go over some quick things about detailing the interior of this car. We have some special products that we might use depending upon the time of year if you are a person who has access to the interior of a building. So that would be salt and stain remover, especially here in Massachusetts. We know that that starts to eat away at our carpets. We have an interior carpet cleaner. I usually add an extra brush just so I can get down deep and dig into any of the built-in gunked up areas. We have, because this car has a leather interior, a leather care kit, so this will clean, condition the leather interior. We have ultimate protectant for any of our vinyl, plastic, or rubber surfaces. And then we have some microfiber towels here, and then an application pad, and then a smaller version here that I'll use for the leather. All right, everybody, so now we're going to come on in through the door here. They have some nice interior all-weather mats, so we're going to take these out. So what we're going to start with doing after we remove that little all-weather mat is wipe down that dash so we don't get any debris falling down after we clean any of the carpeting. Some of the reason why we're using this microfiber cloth is to pull up any of the dust, any of those dog hairs that we've seen. One thing that you want to do is try to clean in your vents. By cleaning in the vents, we can eliminate you turning on your car, turning on your fan, and blowing a whole bunch of new dirt right in your face. Make sure we're getting around any of those finite areas. The more we get with this cloth now, the less is gunked up on the clean cloth that we're going to use later. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our trusty toothbrush that you will not use after we've done cleaning the car. So we're going to get into some of these finite little spaces here where you can see we got a little buildup. Try to pull as much dirt up and out as we can. So after cleaning our dash, what we're going to do is put on some of our protectant so the UV doesn't crack into that nice black finish on the top. So after we're done applying this to the pad, what we're going to do is start to put it on our dash. Pad helps you be able to fold in and get into some of those tighter areas without having to overly stress yourself. And we're going to get started on our vacuuming. Now we're going to use some of the carpet cleaner on some of the tough, grimy areas. As we can see here, we've got a little buildup of potentially some snack. What I often do is use a separate brush so I can use a little extra force to dig deep. And as we can see, we were a little bit blessed that it wasn't as caked in for as long as some of the other spots we might see along the way. So after we've done a little coat scrubbing through, we're going to vacuum one more time. So now we're going to move on to the back seat. But first we're going to take a look at the tracks as these seats fold down and move forward. We're just going to take this light and look for any major debris. So as we can see here, we've got ourselves a nice little hairpin, a gum wrapper. So we're going to want to make sure that all of that comes out before we finish the product. So as we can see here inside our vehicle, we've got plastic inserts that cover the floor tracks. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in here, we're going to pop these off and get deep down inside the rails. So now that we've cleaned the floor of the back seats, we're going to take these seats down so we can clean underneath them. So now that we've cleaned the back, we're going to set this seat back into position. But one thing we want to do first is take a peek at the bottom of the seat here, where you can see that we have some dog hair. So what we're going to do is vacuum that out quickly before we set it down. So we finished with the back seat. We've got the final row folded down, and we're just going to clean out the back of the trunk and then move on to finishing the seats of the interior and then finishing all of our trim. So now that we've finished all the carpet in the interior, we're going to work on the side panels, the trim, and then our seats. So we're going to go back to using the protectant on the car. So when it comes to the interior, we can get a lot of buildup of crumbs, liquids, as well as any kind of cosmetics that you want to bring in the car. So we're going to vacuum out the cup holders and the interior of the center console, and then get back into protecting that trim. So now that we've finished the main passenger door here, we're going to do the exact same thing to all other doors and the trunk. So our final step is to treat the leather with the cleaner and conditioner. So we're going to do that using this cloth here, and we're going to start on the passenger side and do the same thing all over the car. So now we're going to move on to cleaning the windows. We have an aerosol glass cleaner here. You want to take a nice absorbent paper towel cloth, whatever is easiest for you. Our goal here is to remove any of the streaking or handprints that people like to leave on. So what you want to do is get a good even coat over the whole window. Rub that on in, get all the way to the corners. By doing so, you don't leave any dirt hidden around that you'll see from the inside out, which leaves an ugly finish. After you've applied it, rubbed it in, what you're going to do is just dry it off. Make sure you don't leave any streaks. If your hand hits the window, you're going to want to go back over and clean off that oily residue that comes from your skin. So moving on to our mats, what we're going to do is use the vacuum to clean it all off in terms of any debris. We have a bucket here with just plain water and a scrub brush. We're going to scrub off any of the gunked in junk, and then we're going to use a good detailer on the mat itself to give it a good look at the end. You want to make sure you spend a good amount of time in the corners to get off any of the stuff that's jammed deep in there. So now that we have finished up with the scrub and wash down, we're going to take our interior cleaner product and some wipes, and we're going to dig into this a little bit deeper. Make sure you spend more time in the hard to reach areas with cracks and crevices, or once it dries, you're going to see a lot of dirt build up in the bottom.
Thanks for watching. Visit us at oneauto.com for quality auto parts, fast and free shipping, and the best customer service in the industry.